this episode of Cold Email Teardowns, I want to take you into the spam box and show you the right way to send people free information. And the best way to start with that is to show you the wrong way. So here is one email that we have that we're looking at. I'm going to tear it down today and see what we can improve. So let's take this email and first put it into a Google Doc so we can play with it. Here we are. The first thing I wanted to draw your attention to, or the first thing to think about here, is what are you trying to accomplish with this email? That's the first question you should have really with any email campaign. The goal of this email, which is in spam, most likely because it looks a hell of a lot like a spam email with all this caps and all of these links, is to send this LinkedIn funnel checklist. By the way, when you click this link, it goes to a landing page that has an email capture. So if their goal is to build their email list, there's no reason to send this checklist out. If their goal is to sell something, they should be selling in the cold email. But let's assume you actually had a value add checklist to deliver. Let's assume for a second, or let's pretend for a second that this checklist is actually super valuable. And what I want to do is rewrite this email for the distribution of an article. Maybe you're sending an article to cold clients because you want to do more of a longer sales cycle. Maybe your cold emails aren't getting responded to, and in your specific industry, it's better to deliver this type of value first. First thing I want to look at is the subject line. So marketing and advertising industry are freaking out. This is a terrible subject line. It's very clickbaity, very BuzzFeed. Question about your LinkedIn. So Alex, LinkedIn's changed a lot recently and people in the marketing advertising industry are freaking out. But the truth is, it really doesn't matter that LinkedIn's constantly updating their look and feel. LinkedIn's a tool and will always change. So this reads more like a blog post, and it's super long. Remember our rules for cold email, right? Our best practices. Make sure the email can be read on an iPhone, 5 sentences or less. So with those in mind, let's knock this out of the park. So when you're rewriting a cold email, especially if it's a really long one like this, one of the first things I like to do is batch them into groups. So this first section is talking about the value of LinkedIn itself. Then this next section talks about the value of the checklist. And this third one talks about why someone needs the checklist. Then finally, the call to action at the end. And then there's a PS and an unsubscribe. I'm going to remove this PS just because it's insanely bad. And so let's tackle each section individual. So the value of LinkedIn could be covered with the same sort of template that we always use. So they're appealing to marketers, right? So why restate the value of LinkedIn? Especially if you're going to phrase it as, we all know as marketers the value of LinkedIn, da-da-da-da. So instead, do something like, came across your LinkedIn profile, super impressed with your background. It's clear you know how to use LinkedIn as a marketing tool. This LinkedIn funnel process was created by LinkedIn expert Trevor Turnbull and has been successfully implemented by thousands of people. Trevor Turnbull, I've never heard of him, but if we assume that he's famous, then we can mention his name. Otherwise, it's not really worth mentioning people's names like this, unless it's really going to get people to light up. So one sentence that hits that. Trevor Turnbull, a LinkedIn marketing expert with over X profile views. This is some kind of backing, right? If you're going to name a celebrity that somebody might not have heard about or an expert, give them some sort of expertise rather than just calling them a LinkedIn marketing expert. I would even remove the word expert and just say a LinkedIn marketer with over X profile views, or whatever that measure of success is that Trevor Turnbull has. Why someone needs the checklist, I'll just remove that. So we'll combine the CTA with the why it should happen, and then thanks. Do you want to take a look? Happy to send it over. Just want to get your permission first. Thanks, Delilah. And that's either going to get a yes or a no, and that's an opt-in, right? You don't have to send them to a fancy opt-in form. Just getting a yes or a no from this email is enough. Thanks for watching the video. If you found this valuable, please like it to encourage more of this type of content. Subscribe for more B2B sales training. And if you need marketing support for your digital agency, check out experiment27.com. Thanks.